know, you're always kind of pushing the boundaries of what you do as far as wide as you can, really. And I think Judas Priest always did that. And I think the thing is, when Dave decided to depart, I think it was then that we thought, you know, we had recollections of Les Binks, you know, playing stuff like Exciter and stuff like that. Yeah. Will we be playing that tonight? We'll see. But and obviously then we thought that we will just ratchet things up to be able to expand our songwriting, you know, myself and Glenn, really, with the ability of that really fast kick drum type of thing, similar to what we were doing much earlier. And it was that opportunity that brought about the Painkiller option, you know, to be able to write those songs in the way that we did. So it did influence us, you know, what was the capabilities of what we could achieve on the drums, really.
Interesting stuff. On a sort of more focused question as regarding your book, which we're here to talk about tonight as well. Having left Megadeth and come back on slightly different terms as you were when you left in the first place, would it be fair to say? Do you think you were more focused with Thom here's help, heavily geared into the sort of marketing side of things? Do you think you were more focused into the more personal element of what you can do in conjunction with what you were doing in Megadeth than before? Or is that just something that's a necessity nowadays in terms of how the music business is going?
Yes. All of the above. Well, you know, I think, you know, for Ken and I, KK, sorry, my friend Ken, my rock star KK, we are founding members of bands that wrote songs that changed the course of metal history. Not through any doing other than just at the time we started our bands. As I was listening to a lot of Judas Priest this last month for preparation for tonight, it became so clear that Priest and Megadeth are so similar because we've been here for many decades, many different drummers, in our case even guitar players as well, and the songwriting style that's gone along with that. And one day, I think the thing happens that we probably always fear the most is, what if this ends? Like, what if this stops? And one day it did. Dave called up and he said, I have to quit Megadeth. And he had gone through some health stuff and he had to quit. And I sat there and I went, oh fuck, what am I gonna do with the rest of my life, you know? And you find, you know, so much of our livelihood, our income, kind of our purpose of what we do every day is like gone. And it's a very weird moment. And so I got busy. I just started playing. I took about a year. And then I just realized, you know, I produced a little and just various things, and I just realized, you know what, I have more fun with the bass in my hand. And I started playing with some people, and I didn't know what to do. And I think maybe Ken and I are probably very similar in that way, that, you know, we've been in these bands and you kind of don't know what should I retire, should I stop, should I play? And so moving forward, you know, the time came for me to return back to Megadeth. And it was on much different terms, and I think a better friendship between me and Dave. I think we both got some time away from each other, and we realized we're better together, and we realized the strengths that we have, and I've always known my role in Megadeth, and I think that's why I've survived all these years, and I'm the only other original member. We call it stay in your lane, you know, like when you're driving, stay in your lane.
Which they don't do very well here.
Yeah, they do, exactly. So, but I think, you know, as KK and I started talking here, just, you know, in recent years, just kind of connecting. By the way, we have a friend here, Todd Decker. Is he here? Where's Todd? There's Todd. To give a big hand to Todd for helping put a lot of this together tonight. Todd is a mutual friend of me and KK's. He lives by me in Scottsdale, Arizona, and just because we're friends and too stupid to not to quit, we just keep going, you know what I mean? And so here we are. And I also want to give a big shout out to KK for letting us crash his house here. We're in his house at the Steel Mill, and for coming out of retirement to fucking play some Judas Priest songs, right? So let's get it.
Where's AJ? Come on, you gotta get up here. Here's our guitar partner here. He's coming. Bring him up. Come up
up here. We don't have a
Yeah.
chair place to stand.
He's,
Come on.
he's from Wednesbury, he's a bit shy, is that Jay? Come on. He's hiding away, he's hiding away. AJ's my sidekick tonight, and and we're really looking forward to it. He's up there probably practicing or having a beer with you, mate, or something like that. Yeah, both. Yeah.
I've got a question for two of these other legends sitting to my left here, Tim Owens and Les Binks. I'm concerned, both integral parts of Judas Priest. The albums that they performed on, to me, as valuable to the catalogue as any of the
Listen,
others.
you just want to write a fucking book about it. So he's sucking up real big. Man, he's writing a fucking book. That's what he's doing. Okay, good.
No, seriously. No, joking aside, having been in Judas Priest, been on great albums, moved forward into doing other things in life, how do you view the sort of the part you played in the band with retrospect now? How does it feel for you, both of you?
Well, I feel great. I mean, Les's part's it's still there. Mine's been erased a little bit. So at least you can buy Les's fucking records. But listen, Judas Priest was a fantastic time for me. I mean, the songs, the friendship we had, it was like a family. We did everything together. We went to dinner, we hung out, and probably more than any band. It was, the worst part about being in Judas Priest is this is a weird thing to say, and I've said it for years, is I lost my legends because we became friends and family. So it's like you had guys that are on your wall, next thing you know, you're like, it's like your family and your friends, so you feel, it's like, I think I've lost my legends because you're family now. But I couldn't have been treated any better by everybody involved, and we had so much fun, and the albums are so fantastic. I mean, Jugular Demolition is great. And some of the best live records.
Yeah,
and so it was a great time for me. I could, I look at, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, and like it was my college, wasn't it?
Exactly.
And then I graduated college and did other stuff.
Les, how'd you feel?
How do I feel? Well, the one thing that was missing from Judas Priest was they needed an Irishman in it. So I kind of filled that gap, But it was a lot of fun, and I've been playing a lot of this stuff again recently with my own band, and it just brought back all those memories and what a lot of fun it was to create that music in the first place, and what a lot of fun it was to play it live as well. So I'm really delighted to be here tonight, and
One last question for anyone who wants to contribute before I throw the questions open to the floor. I know everyone here, I'm sure, wants younger generations of musicians to come through for the whole metal genre to continue. We've got AJ on the end, who's a member of a local band, Hostile, who I know are huge in the area and making their way in the business. I know that Dave's involved in the rekindling, reinvention of Combat Records. Very important label with Thom here. So important in terms of many of the bands that we now know as household names and are continuing. In the same vein, KK's here with the Steel Mill, encouraging a local venue, continuing to encourage the local bands. Maybe Thom here in the end could give me a sense of how important it was to bring Combat back to life.
Man, it was so. Look, when I called David and I said we could acquire Combat, he's like, "Fuck Combat Records," and they had the worst experience. And as we were writing the book, More Life with Death, we kind of dove into that a little bit. Me as a fan, I had a different experience. To me, Combat was one of the big three of metal labels, with Metal Blade and Megaforce, and later Roadrunner. And Combat to me as a fan was so important to the development of thrash metal and metal and Exodation, King Diamond, Merciful Fate from the shit they had on that label, and it's just incredible. Megadeth obviously started on Combat, so it was so cool to be able to acquire it record on Combat, because this poor guy started on Combat. I was back on fucking Combat. So, and we've got our cool Melody Myers, who does all of our imaging, and it was just so important to us to stay true to the label as it was, but move into the future and try and reinvent it, support new artists and young artists, but also sign some of the classic artists like Sword, but I do stuff like Hatchet and Mark Rizzo, and it was really important. It's so important to support the new bands coming up and just stay true to the roots of where we all came from.
Great stuff.
Which is right here, Judas Priest, Megadeth. The roots of where I came from. I don't know about y'all, but holy shit.
Great. On that note, given where we are with time, I'm happy for anyone to stick their hand up in the audience. I'll point out to whoever I feel like pointing out to, and if you direct your question at whoever you want to ask the question, we'll go from there. So this gentleman in the front row here with his right hand up.
So KK, there were rumours that Priest are on the Ozzy Osbourne tour till it got cancelled because of Glenn Tipton's health. There were rumours that you might be guesting for the band. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, I don't have any information at all in respect of any connection of anything that the guys are doing.
Right.
So I'm
So, just rumours, but
just rumours.
yeah. Shame. Thank you.
This chap here with his left hand up.
David, how's David Stein doing? You've probably been asked this loads of times.
No, I have. Dave's doing well. He got through his treatment, the radiation, chemo, and everything, and he just put out a statement last week about that. So he's just in recovery now. We plan on being back here in January at Cardiff and Wembley with 500 Death Punch. So yeah, we look forward to being back. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Give it up for Dave.
Step forward, sir.
My question is for Tim. With Spirits of Fire, we're going to put a second album, and if you ever tour, will you go to Malta?
Well,
If you know where Malta is.
You were supposed to go to Malta.
Hold on a second.
We have a big fan.
I'll take this one right in front of me. Hopefully there'll be another Spirits of Fire record. It was Steve DiGiorgio and Chris Caffrey who released a Spirits of Fire. But yeah, I mean, the goal is always to tour. If you can actually put it together with each band members doing different things and traveling. So I'll make sure that's on the tour schedule. Malta.
Gentleman in the front row here.
I've got a question for both Dave and KK. As you've got to know each other and become friends, what's the one thing that surprised you about each other that would surprise us, that you've learned about each other?
Wow. You want to go first?
I think actually, can I just say this? I think that we have, since we got together to do this, literally, a day or two ago, or when we first met a couple of days ago, I think David's got a lot. We've got a lot of things in common, just as we are as people. I think we like to be quite organised, and I'm confident if I don't do something, Dave's going to sort it. And I get that impression. So teamwork. I think we're pretty good because we tend to agree on a lot of, like the monitors, stage monitors today. We were saying, it was me and Dave. Tim was going, I'm not sure about that, but I've got now me and Dave. Down here. So we're a bit like that, really. And perhaps we like curries and beer and maybe the same women.
Probably all that. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they're organized. As I'm not. Dave doesn't drink beer, but I do. So everything works out fine.
No, I would agree. It's kind of like we're brothers from another mother. You know what I mean? I look at KK and it's like staring myself in the mirror. And sometimes it's the organization, and it's it's fun to be in a band with you. It really is. It's fun to be in a band with KK Downing.
I've got a couple of questions for the audience here. Does anybody remember a song called Take on the World?
Yeah!
Any Wolves fans in the audience tonight? Okay, we'll forget that. We'll drop that from the stage. Seriously, if we asked you to sing it, could you sing it?
Yeah!
Not now.
Lastly, if I can just steal the mic, can I ask my guitar partner for tonight, AJ over there, sitting in the dark?
Get over here,
AJ, have a word with the fans.
of all, what an honour it is for me to be sharing the stage with such metal icons.
Yeah.
And the fact that they picked me to play with them is just the biggest. What's exactly, there's no words. So I just want to thank all you guys for letting me get up there here tonight. We're going to kick some ass tonight. Thank you.
Time for one more question. If there's anything out there, there's that question at the front.
Well, hello, Tim, I have one for you.
Yes.
You were saying there, you were alluding and joking at the fact that the records you played on Judas Priest are kind of airy. What does it feel like to be standing next to KK now and have been able to resurrect your era with Les Binks by your side as well?
Well, it's really great. You know, fortunately for me, I tour a lot solo and play those songs, Cathedral Spires and Bullet Train and Burning Hell. But it's a whole different thing to sit here and play with these guys and Les, because Les is, you know, just his tom fills or I just sit and watch him at rehearsal and watch his tom fills and I'm like, oh, those are so good. And so it's something special to be able to play a couple songs and be able to talk about the album really with us here. So it is special to do it, and even more special to do it with David. You know, David and I played these songs before together. We played a couple, Burning Hell and 101, I think we played on a solo tour, so we've actually played it together. And for KK, we had to relearn them.
It's true. It's true.
AJ even knew him.
But to put things to bed, what we some people refer to as the Ripper era, you know, with Priest. You know, I agree with Tim. The profile of those records, it's not where it should be. But we'll be working together, and I certainly am working behind the scenes to make sure that those great records will be.
One more. Lady in the front.
That's me.
That
was a horrible thing. I had these like sports strap things, you know, that held them on. But they weren't much use really because of the sweat, the perspiration, you steam them up, you know. So it was, I was pretty much playing blind. And if I look back, I'm kind of going like this, like people do, you know. And it's a bit scary, but. I guess by that, we were so deep into the tour, I guess I could have literally done it blindfolded, which I was.
You know what's funny about that? When we play evening festivals and the sun is right in our eyes when we go on stage, right before we go on, we have a group decision, are we going to wear sunglasses or not? And it's always, are we going to go KK tonight or not?
The affected eye was looking green and all sorts of colours, you know. So, and because you need your peripheral vision to have coordination, you know, going like this, you're better off just going like this. And that's how it was.
All right, everyone.